Southside Boss.
This here's Capricorn with the new kinda cool running. I can't get back to the mainland, cause I'm stuck on this island. No worries, man.
Rising up in the morning, sun shining down on me. Loving arms surrounding me like the smell of the salt you see. Rasta up on the radio, walk the top and I'm waiting slow. Oh, 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 oh. I ring grandpa lightning, make good with my thing. He know be having me singing so sweetly. Darling, your loving feels so good to me. Like a cool Caribbean breeze. Darling, your loving feels so good to me. Like a cool Caribbean breeze. Omega Jah rising, sunset into the sea. He carrying me down to the Jamaica beach. Dreadman them here playing, singing the steel pan blues. He take me by my hand, twist me round on the sand. Oh, feel like me dancing in heaven, stars all around. He hold me so tight, two heart beat the same time. Darling, your loving feels so good to me. Like a cool Caribbean breeze. Darling, your loving feels so good to me. Like a cool Caribbean breeze. Rising up in the morning, sun shining down on me. Loving arms surrounding me like the smell of the salt you see. Rasta up on the radio, walk the top and I'm waiting slow. Oh, 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 oh. Darling, your loving feels so good to me. Like a cool Caribbean breeze. Darling, your loving feels so good to me. Like a cool Caribbean breeze.
Southside Boss.
BOSS Radio, Southside Bosses, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the site or the radio station, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. This site does not endorse anything as the truth. That you will have to judge for yourself. But we try to speak the truth on the owner's behalf and reserve the right to question the supposed truth. In this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and government corruption, it is sometimes hard to get to the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. We believe that it is our constitutional First Amendment right of free speech to voice our opinions and our duty to the Constitution and country to expose the truth. This site takes no responsibility for the opinions of others and the postings of comments in chat rooms or forum posts.
Already, everybody, what it is. This is your boy, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses.
And this is E Square, E Double. Good morning.
You know how we like to get it down. This is actually our first cup of morning tea. Welcome to our brand new podcast, Morning Cup of Tea. So I hope you all got y'all tea out there because, we're ready to spill the tea. Now I know fellas, y'all probably listening to this nigga here sound like a broad. Don't worry about it. Ain't even about all that. I ain't here to talk about nothing that don't matter, man. You know how if you've been listening to POSS radio, you already know when we come with that real. You know what I'm talking about. But it is, we have to make light of some of this stuff.
Yeah, we do.
You can't take everything so seriously. You know, it's life. Nobody makes it out alive.
Exactly. Unfortunately, you were born to die.
Yeah, exactly. So, but before you do die, and after you've been born, can you just go ahead and hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on whatever streaming service you're listening to us on, whether it be YouTube, iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it is. Go ahead, hit that like, follow, and share button to all of your friends and all of your family. Let them know that we are going to be giving them some great entertainment, some great content that they could drive to work to on Monday mornings. I know this is a Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't color people time.
CPT for real. But we're going to fix that.
So starting next Monday morning, we will be going live. We won't be going live, excuse me. We'll be bringing y'all an episode every Monday morning, whether it be live, whether it be pre-recorded. We're going to make sure we get y'all that good content. You know what I'm talking about? So
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
yeah, share to your family and friends, you feel me? But, you know, right now, I think the main thing on everybody's plate is these freaking gas prices.
Ridiculous.
Man.
It's sad. I was looking, one of my best friends lives in California, and gas prices are almost $6 a gallon.
I'm trying to...
And here we are in Texas complaining about $3.50, $3.90, you know, almost $4. They're already almost at $6.
Right. Now, anybody who's been alive as long as us, remember, even whether you smoke cigarettes or not, remember what happened when this happened with the cigarettes. You know, crime sparked just a little bit. You know, people that had to get their nick one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, everybody uses gas.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Even if you don't want to drive your own car, you still have gas, petrol, diesel for buses.
Yes.
You know, so...
Yeah, so when them bus prices start hitting you, man, you're going to be like, man, I'd rather walk.
Exactly. It went up from, $1.50 probably to $2 and $3 just to ride the bus now.
I know, and it's getting crazy. And, I mean, you should already be worried about riding the bus in this pandemic, but, you know, some people have no choice. And some people have no choice but to have some type of transportation, motorized transportation. So I can say it like this. These gas companies, these oil refineries, they good. They know how to make a pretty penny, because the stock prices on these oil companies are just...
My thing is, we're here in Texas, and we have the most oil and gas that we can produce.
Alaska.
So I'm not understanding why our prices are going up as well. People are saying it has to do with the Russian-Ukrainian war, but does it really?
Yeah, because I heard the press conference, White House press conference yesterday. We was listening to it, and there was a reporter trying to go in on him. You know, I got to give that lady her props. That lady,
right?
Her, she I don't know what kind of robot they made her out of, but she had every...
She came prepared.
Answer. She was ready.
Yeah.
But the dude asking pretty much, you know what I'm saying, with all the gas prices going up and us being relying on a lot of oil coming from out of the country, is it time that he should stop worrying about climate control and start worrying about upping the oil production in the United States? And I got to give it to her. Like I said, she had her stuff together. She explained pretty much like even though he did sign an executive order halting certain oil production, that, you know, we still are trying to push for a alternative energy source, such as like electric vehicles and things of that nature. You know, and it makes sense. It makes sense. And anybody who knows me, I know I'm not a White House fan, but I definitely don't like this administration.
But it's already coming. Everything is already starting to happen. You're going to see it.
This is what, I think the war is going to do one positive thing. The only positive thing is going to show us as American people, we got to get off of this oil dependency. Gas prices are rising because of the fact that we don't produce over 50% of our oil. We sell it. We sell over 50% of our oil to countries who don't have oil, and we are competing with Russia, We are competing with Saudi Arabia. We are competing with, may not be competing with very soon, Venezuela. They got
I thought they already put the sanctions on for them.
they're actually talking to Venezuela right now about you getting their oil. That's what Menendez was slamming the Biden administration about. Yeah. No, so it's like right now we can't treat these people like enemies. We got to treat them like friends.
Right. We need them.
Now, I don't know if y'all know anything about this, but we are also the country that destabilized the whole Venezuelan government and country.
Right.
Back in the 50s, we did that with the CIA and the United Fruit Company. So, just to see how things like to turn their ugly heads. And I'm not going to go into a long tangent about this. We may end up going into a long tangent, but I'm not trying to, because, if y'all want that long tangent, go to Revolutionary Hour. But black people, you should see how fickle your government is. They don't care about you. They care about their bottom line. They wanted you to stop burning down their businesses. So what did they do? They acted like they was going to do something for you and gave you a holiday. After kneeling on their knees with some kente rags on. That shit was embarrassing. I took my kente suit off. I don't even know these facts. You know what I'm talking about? You remember when that happened? Yeah. They was kneeling in solidarity.
Kneeling in solidarity. I guess they thought that they were going to do it the right way, but it just didn't work out right. No. And my thing is, all those black senators and nobody said nothing? No. Not one. Wasn't Senator John Lewis?
Yes, God bless his soul. He passed away a few months later. He didn't even say nothing.
He was tired.
He was tired. He been fighting the fight.
He had been fighting, and Auntie Maxine, I don't even know where she was.
Yeah,
but
I don't even know where she is right now.
They quieted her. Something happened. She hadn't heard a peep from her in a while.
Oh, I'm like, man, Max, and we seen what was that, the State of the Union address? We seen her, and she was just sitting there with a scowl on her face. I'm like
she mad. Man. She really wants to say something but can't.
I'm gonna sip my tea on that one. But when you watch these, like when you peep things like that, when you're not so fantasized about or like grandized about the words that these people are speaking, you start watching them, you see things. I'm just saying, I don't want to be anywhere near these people when they're making their decisions, especially when this Ukraine war. Right now, we ain't sending nobody in, but when is that going to change?
I hope it doesn't.
I hope so.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like I said, coming from a disabled veteran who served in the military during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and things like that. I myself did not deploy on the front lines. I was a hospital corpsman, and I seen what happened when you come back. So I don't believe that this is a fight that we need to be in. Half of our wars that we were in, we didn't need to be in them. Right. But I really don't believe that we need to be in this one. And as a matter of fact, this isn't the first time that Russia invaded Ukraine. Mm-hmm. This war started in 2014 and even beyond then.
Yep.
What happened on February the 24th is it was just the invasion of the largest conventional military attack from Russia into Ukraine since World War II.
Right. And I'm sorry, I'm one of those people where I listen to the bad guy story to see if he's making sense. Mm-hmm. And the original explanation that I heard from Putin was that he don't want a NATO country on his border because he beefs with the NATO countries. I get that. I understand that. It's just like your enemy moving into the house right behind you.
But why can't they be friends? Ukraine used to be Russia.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the major problem. They wanted to be annexed
They wanted
from
to
Russia.
be independent.
Russia was like, no.
And Russia told them that they were coming back.
And told
that
them.
we were going to come back and get you guys.
And now you want to join the enemy? No, you can't do that.
Right.
You can't do that.
Well, it's like, certain countries saying that you can't have nuclear war.
Oh, la verga.
But then you go ahead and you're the only country that bombed and did nuclear attacks on another country.
Right.
And you're still the only country saying who can and who cannot
Exactly.
have these nuclear warheads.
Now, I do want to go out there and do state this, because somebody trying to, they took what we
my
said
tea.
on my TikTok a little too literally. Now, we do know that there is a commission, there's a coalition with the UN that handles who controls nuclear power and who doesn't. But who the fuck who you think runs that shit? The United States.
Us.
I mean, the United Nations is technically a European construct that came out of the United States. Hello? I'm like the little African dude. I know you can't see me on the podcast. That's why you need to tune in to the YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Do I need to explain it anymore? But what you see that is like, how hypocritical is that? And
Right.
you start seeing that all throughout history. I mean, people are quick to say that the Bible is hypocritical, but they don't even want to look at their own government and point out the stuff that they done. I mean, that stuff that's, you can misinterpret what's in the Bible. You can misinterpret that all day long, and it's going to sound like a hypocritical statement or a hypocritical verse that's going against another verse. You can miss that. That's easy. But these people are speaking the same language as you. I'm almost like Cat Williams. Nigga, did you know we can see you? I'm just saying. And then you tell me one thing. I mean, y'all already know how I feel about the pandemic. And if not, y'all need to go listen to the other podcasts. We ain't trying to bring that up in this one because, they be flagging. They be flagging.
With the quickness.
They trying to get me. They won't even let me put her back as an admin on my page because they said, no, we don't think you should have help with that page.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
Facebook said we don't do that here.
Look at me. Look right in my eye.
Right here.
This is my page now. Alright, Facebook. Alright, Zuckerberg. This motherfucker.
Isn't he going to Meta?
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, they built the Meta. It's already up and running. I am not going to lie to you. I was skeptical about it first. I looked into it. It's a VR world that as long as you don't allow yourself to get sucked into, it should be. I think it'll be all right. Because I could see the concerns some people were saying, like metaverse is like a whole nother universe. It's a virtual reality. It is the Matrix.
Right.
If you allow yourself to be plugged into it that long and you start living your life, because you can order your groceries from there.
Look how people are already doing without metaverse.
Exactly.
They're already sucked in. So can you imagine
And how it's gonna be now?
how worse
You
it's
can
going to
do
be?
Anything in metaverse. These people got it to where if you have remote jobs and you, like, let's say you're a customer service rep, they have software out there that goes into the metaverse where you can actually be in the metaverse and still in the metaverse at your job.
What movie is that they... I'm telling you guys, all of these movies that are being made and that are out, that means that it's already coming in the future for us.
Yep.
People like, oh no, the zombies, you can't be zombies.
They already killed the whole batch of zombies.
It's already happening. That's what I believe this pandemic is doing. But we're not going to talk on that. But it's a movie. I don't want to say a cartoon because it's not cartoon. It's VR where he had to go back into it because the owner and the maker of the video game died. And if you got the keys, you own you were able to own the world, pretty much, the meta world.
Right. Man, that was wow.
That it was a good movie. It was a good movie, and it came out a couple of years ago, and it did okay at the box office. It was pretty good.
Think about it. In soon they're gonna be like, in order to not have to worry about diseases and stuff, just stay plugged into the metaverse. I mean, it's honestly true. You can't pass any disease to one another if you're just virtually, dealing with each other.
Like the movie Free Guy, Jumanji, Pixels, Gamer. It's a lot of Tron. It's a lot of movies like this,
and they're telling you. Everything, we haven't gotten flying cars yet because it's the fact that we haven't gone through the process yet. We thought we were going to have flying cars in the year 2000, and they were just now learning how to get us sucked into the video games.
Right.
Friendster.com. I know a lot of y'all remember Friendster. The rest of y'all are just too young. Thank you for listening, though. Friendster, though, if you too young, it was a MySpace, and if you're still too young, it was a Facebook. They wanted it first. And
Ready Player 2.
Ready Player 2.
Yeah.
Ready Player 2. Yes. Yeah, and you know what?
I knew I was gonna find it.
I don't know how many of y'all ever seen the movie. The show American Gods. But I've played for black people. I played a clip in there that you definitely need to go see.
Ready Player One. Oh, bad. Sorry.
Yeah, Ready Player One. And you need to go see it. It pretty much talks about, you know, saying our plight coming to the Americas, and then our plight while in Americas. You know, every 30 seconds, a black woman, a black girl, is kidnapped, is abducted. It's not all about that, but it does go deep into it, and I love the speech. Orlando Jones, I believe his name is, he came hard on that. He played the role of a Nazi. I definitely suggest that y'all go check out that series. They canceled it because of how deep it was. It was into the third season, and then they canceled it. It had a major following, so monetarily wise, there was no reason to have canceled it. So we all know why if you go watch it. Anyways, in that, there's it's pretty much the beef between old gods, old African gods, old Norse gods, old Viking gods, just old gods, the gods of the old Asian gods, Hindu gods, so on and so forth. And they have to fight in order for them to stay alive, they have to continue being worshipped. And all their worship is being drank away by the new gods. Technology, popularity, power, you know, pretty much all the
social
media, all these things that we revere now, to the point that we'll be in church scrolling on Facebook,
Right.
and looking at girls popping their booty while we in church. You know what I'm saying? I don't too much go to church. I don't knock anybody religion. I know y'all heard me for years. Y'all heard me for years try to knock people religion, and up until a couple of years ago, I actually got it. And if that religion makes that person a better person, then I'd be damned if I take that away from them. That just shows how much of a shitty person I am. Huh?
That can be like a Saul versus Paul. But that's a different
Saul
topic.
and Paul was the same person.
They were, but he got it.
No.
Saul got it and became Paul.
No, he didn't get it. He became Paul to drag out. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that in another.
That's Bible sciences.
Right.
I actually talk about that. Go listen to Revolutionary Hour. I have an episode on there where it talks about who Paul, the 13th apostle, really was. So, now.
What are the other things?
All right, but this is a good one. There was a 15-year-old that was killed in a shooting outside of East High, but he wasn't a student at that high school. In Des Moines, there was again a shooting where somebody came onto the property to kill, I guess, another child.
Wow!
And they ended up dying. And it says 3 people who appeared to be teens were hospitalized in critical conditions, according to the police. Police later said 1 victim was dead. Des Moines fire officials told KCCI the victim who died was a 15-year-old boy and the 2 injured were females, ages 16 and 18. Police said that the 15-year-old who died was not an East High student, but the 2 females were. The shooting happened outside of the school, but on school grounds just before 3 p.m. Police said that the gunfire appears to have come from a passing vehicle. I'm lying. I'm sorry. But they was gunned down in the school premises by pretty much in a drive-by shooting. So,
do they know what was behind it? What was the point?
They say we've got some potential suspects detained. That will be a piece that moves through the night that we're going to have to be working on. That was the Sergeant Paul Perzek said that. He also says that the kids in that school are our community's most precious cargo, so the medics and the firefighters did an outstanding job getting up there. You know, it's sad. We do training for this. We have to be prepared for it, and this is why. Doesn't really say why this happened, but
Right.
they do have some suspects in custody, so hopefully they find out what this is about.
Right. Prayers for everyone.
Right.
You know, it's still sad that in 2022 we're still having school shootings.
Right, and I just want to go on a record. And I don't like the fact of race. Listen to my Revolutionary Hour, you'll see why. But I do want to bring this up that this is at a white high school.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, we have been dealing with shootings in the black community for how long?
On a daily basis.
And it doesn't get as much attention as this, except for whenever they want to vilify the whole community,
Right.
You know, and this they didn't even they pretty much not even telling us who the suspects are.
They told you, but they didn't give you any facts. They
Right.
didn't give you anything.
Right.
It's one of these. Of course, you want to stay tuned and find out what happened.
Right.
You know, you want to see, because the other two children, and they are children,
Mm-hmm.
the other two children are still in the hospital. They're in critical condition.
Right.
The one child unfortunately passed away, but you still want to find out what happened.
Right.
You know, how can you fix this? How can you talk to the kids and find out, hey, let me know what's going on so we can get this fixed?
Right. And I'm just saying that whatever solutions that they come up with need to be uniform and across the board, because we did a episode one day where we was talking about something that happened here. I think the boy was like 10 years old. He left his phone in the house. His father thought he was kidnapped.
Right. No, he wasn't 10. He was either a freshman or a sophomore in high school.
Oh, well.
This was an older teenager.
Wow.
Right.
Anyways, but
Had the whole
Whole-
little city looking for him.
lockdown and everything.
Not only that, but you can tell that his father was somebody in the police department, because they had FBI
and everybody out here.
already.
And he had only been missing 4 hours.
Right.
Guess what? he
Anybody
was
else has to be missing over 24 hours.
at? Yes.
And then the problem was, when you get down to it, this is what we call privilege. He was upset, if I'm not mistaken, because he couldn't go somewhere.
Yep.
So he went over to his friend's house
And stayed.
and left his phone there.
Yep. So
All these people, the sheriff's department, the police department, the FBI, you had the K-9 unit out. All these people was looking for this child, which rightfully so, you know. But I'm just saying how quickly they jumped on it to look for him. And then in the end, this is how they cleaned it up. Young man was found, you know, I'm ad-libbing, of course. He was found safe and sound. And that was the end of the story. You didn't hear anything else.
Yep. But if you go and try to find anything about Mariah Edwards, who was a 17-year-old who came up missing, or Sharita Chambers, 35-year-old who left Texas and didn't return, you know, still missing. Julissa Batiste, Sharteria Waits, Tiasi Jackson, Amiria Hall. I can keep going, but all of these are black women that came up missing. And these black women, about around nearly 100,000 almost every year, come up missing. And no news stories.
None.
If you Google missing black girls, it takes you to one website, missingblackgirls.com. No, excuse me, ourblackgirls.com. Mm-hmm. That's the only website that's even dedicated. So this is why I try to bring it up whenever I can. Because people need to understand what is going on. These black girls coming up missing and nobody is saying
Right.
anything.
We have to wait 24 hours before we're even considered missing.
Exactly. So, I don't know what to tell you, but I do know one thing, that if we don't do anything about this real soon, it's going to get to the point where it's going to be a pick a nigga day.
A picnic.
Y'all know about pick a nigga day. Mm-hmm. I know y'all seen pick a nigga day. Oh, you ain't never seen pick a nigga day? Oh, pick a nigga day was in the fucking slavery days, where they just picked the nigga and took him and made him a slave. Didn't even have to pay for him. Yeah, and that seems a lot like what's still going on. But again, That's why you need to check out our Revolutionary Hour here on BOSS Radio. Also, we want y'all to go check out our What Would You Do podcast. So after this a slight break from our sponsor, one of our sponsors, we're going to definitely come back and we got to talk about that. What would you do? Not talk about what would you do. We're going to keep going with the news. I'm sorry, I'm looking at what would you do. Alrighty, but when we come back, we'll get back on it. We got some other things that we want to talk to y'all about. So make sure y'all tune in, turn up, and zone out. And if you haven't yet, hit that follow, like, and subscribe button. That way you can keep up with us at all times. You heard me? This is Lights On by James Anthony.
Baby, turn on the lights. Yeah. Hey girl, hey lover, how you doing? You got me in the mood. Don't be shy, girl, 'cause I like what you're doing. I'ma tear that body up. What's up? Hey girl, you can keep the lights on. Don't be scared. Now can you whip? Can you nay-nay? Turn on the lights and show me, baby. I can always love you in the dark, baby. That ain't gonna stop me. Nah. But tonight I really wanna see it all, baby. 'Cause girl, you got that body. So I'ma need those lights. Yeah, I'ma need those lights. So I'ma need those lights. Girl, I'ma need those lights. Ain't no reason to be nervous, baby, 'cause I'm really loving what I see. I like that, baby. Turn around and back it up and drop it slowly, 'cause I know you want this deep. Hey girl, take it slow, take your time in the candlelight. Girl, we got all night. Can you whip? Can you nay-nay? Turn on the light and show me, baby. I can always love you in the dark, baby. That ain't gonna stop me. That ain't gonna stop me. Tonight I really wanna see it all, baby. 'Cause girl, you got that body. So I'ma need those lights. Yeah, I'ma need those lights. I'ma need those lights. So I'ma need those lights. Girl, I'ma need those lights. Turning on your favorite song, set the mood right. She like this. She said it's her favorite song right here. I love the way your body glowing in this red light. I love the way your body glowing in this red light. Hey girl, make love to me. Feels like a movie. Can you whip? Can you nay-nay? Turn on the light and show me, baby. Yeah, I can always love you in the dark, baby. Love you, babe. That ain't gonna stop me. That ain't gonna stop me, girl. Tonight I really wanna see it all. I wanna see it. Girl, you got that body. You got that body. Those lights, I'ma need them, girl. Yeah, I'ma need those lights. I'ma need those lights. Those lights. Hey, girl, I need those lights. Can you wait? Can you nay-nay? Turn on the light and show me, baby. See you later. I really wanna see you nay-nay. Turn on the light and show me, baby.
Have you ever seen someone do something so outrageous that you can't help but think, this stupid crazy situations happen all the time, and people get into situationships on a regular. So, what would you do if you were in their place? Check out our podcast as we discuss just that on What Would You Do podcast. on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all your other favorite streaming services. Make sure to search hashtag What Would You Do Podcast.
Already, so you know we are back in the building, and we was talking about a real good topic. First, let me go into a little bit of history before we actually talk about what this is. But pretty much everybody that knows me knows that I like to keep up with all types of events that happened in the past. But one of them is called BitConnect, and I know y'all probably that probably struck a nerve with a lot of y'all who know what BitConnect is. Probably lost tens of thousands of dollars and maybe your life savings in BitConnect. But BitConnect was a Ponzi scheme that was busted up a few years ago. And what they promised people is during the boom of Bitcoin that they'll be able to take your money, invest it in the Bitcoin, flip it for a profit, give you the profit, and then turn around and reinvest that premium again and do it all over again. It was supposed to be a way to get you some residual income, money to come in without you having to work for it. Well, what they wasn't telling people was that they was actually just taking their money, not buying Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin, but they wouldn't give you the Bitcoin. They will hold it. And what they would do is they'll tell you in your account, you have this much amount of Bitcoin, but you really do not. It's sort of like how the banks tell you that you have certain amount of money in this account. That ain't your money, so you really don't have any money in there. It was like that. So they ended up getting busted for that right now, and they finally did. They ain't gonna get no jail time, but they still going in front of the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, who regulates the stock market and crypto in the United States and stuff. And they're supposed to be getting, heavily punished for that. Again, no jail time, so I don't know how heavy it'll be. Probably what?
So they can't trade or something?
No, they can't do anything in the stock market anymore.
That's heavily punished for a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, after you make millions
Ask
of dollars,
Mortimer.
you don't earn
Trading places. Sorry, some of y'all are probably too young for that movie.
And that motherfucker lost all that money for a $1 bet.
Right.
Like one punk ass dollar made you lose everything. But pretty much that's what happened in the cryptocurrency realm. Well, now actually Embassy Square has the article up. I'll let her go ahead and.
This is just happening since you guys were asleep. 12:55 a.m. this morning, President Biden is to issue an executive order on cryptocurrency. Pretty much, I'm going to read it. President Biden is expected to sign an executive order on cryptocurrency this week that will mark the first steps towards regulating how digital currency is traded. This comes from concerns in recent weeks about Russia, again, on what Russia's use of cryptocurrency to invade and impact of the crushing sanctions in response to its invasion of Ukraine. In response, the sanctions have sent to the ruble to historic lows, and ruble is like their money,
right?
Like ours is the dollar. The sanctions, it brought it real low. So this is what Putin is doing with the cryptocurrency. He's using it. But President Biden is trying to stop that. And it says that the sanctions sent the ruble to a historic low, and it's closed the country's stock market.
Nah, let me stop you right there before you keep going. Let me explain something to you. The whole issue that makes cryptocurrency so wanted, why people valuable, why people actually look at it and be like, this is way better than regular money, is because it's not regulated. Meaning that, like how the ruble is regulated, so by them putting sanctions on Russia, it made the ruble pretty much worthless now. Right. You can't do that with Bitcoin. You can't do that with Litecoin. You can't do that with Ethereum or any other of the thousands and tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. It is indicative of what it can do. That's how the value of that works. Right now, the value is sinking because we, as a people, are scared that the United States government is going to get in a war, and that's why it's tanking right now. But it's going to pick back up. Trust me, it's called a correction. But if he does pull this off, if Biden pulls this off and keeps Putin from actually utilizing cryptocurrency in order to be able to get around the sanctions, not saying that Putin should. I am actually pro Putin. I like the Putin. Anyways, I just want to say that I am pro cryptocurrency. And if he finds a way to put a restriction on cryptocurrency, that deregulation shit, or it's not controlled by a single entity, that goes out the fucking window. Right there. So we really gotta be careful about what we are asking Biden to do. I know a lot of y'all are pro-Ukraine and a lot of y'all are anti-Russia and you just want to see this war over with, or you just want to see Russia pay or whatever. If he goes this route and you're into the blockchain, you will see a dramatic change in what you thought was not regulated, but it was decentralized and it didn't have anything to do with the government.
Well, with that, it says that 2 people were familiar with the process, they said, on this executive order of the cryptocurrency, and it was to be expected issued this week, that it has been long in the works before this war even started.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
this could be,
who knows?
Yeah, this could be their excuse to
utilize it. Exactly.
So who's to say that chess, not checkers, the United States didn't ask Ukraine to join there because they know how Putin was going to fucking react to that.
Mm-hmm. And the order is expected to describe what government agencies, including the Treasury Department, needs to do to develop policies and regulations on digital currencies.
See, they want
to regulate the cryptocurrency. So just stay out of it. Mm-mm. It is expected to include a request for the State Department to ensure that American cryptocurrencies laws are aligned with those of U.S. allies, and will ask the Financial Stability Oversight Council, which monitors the stability of the U.S. financial system, to study the financial concerns. So the United States is still in it. Yep. Still weaving its web.
Now, see this, and I know what y'all thinking, man. Why? Right? Putin is an idiot, man. Why would he do this to his own country? And he's putting these people. Now, let me explain something to you. In 2011, China decided that they wanted to increase their gold supply. So what did they do? In the next 4 years after that, they quadrupled their gold supply. They had the most gold in any country on the planet. Then after that, they got with Russia and they made I forgot what it's called, but anyways, they made a declaration that said they will no longer use US dollars to purchase oil or other amenities for their country from each other. Meaning that the US dollar would no longer be used by 2 of the most powerful countries in the world. This sent the US dollar down. It sent it tanking. Then we got Trump in. He mends ties with, I'm not pro-Trump. Just listen to me. But he comes in, he mends ties with Russia, gets our economy looking good, piggybacking off of what Obama was doing. I give him that. But he did continuously do something, because one thing I want to tell y'all right now, the first year of a president is indicative of the last year of the last president. So we're now in the second year of Biden's presidency, and you can say everything that's happening is all Biden. It's not Trump. We got it. We can't even say Trump's name anymore. Everything that happens now is all on Biden. Whether he does it right, whether he does it wrong.
Let me get back. Additionally, the order will explore the possibility of a new central bank digital currency. The federal
XRP for to get a fucking rival.
The Federal Reserve issued a paper on the topic in January that explores the risk and benefits of the U.S.-backed digital currency.
The Fed coin. I told y'all years ago about the Fed coin, man. This is the paperwork. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. See, y'all better listen. Pay attention.
It's unfolding everything, and it's right here in the news. This is the New York Post, 12:55 a.m.
Exactly.
It's happening. It's
happening.
unfolding.
You got no choice but to see it for what it really is right now. Because if you choose not to see it for what it really is, you're gonna get caught with a blindside. You're gonna get caught blindsided.
Now, it says implicit in the order will be that cryptocurrency will remain a part of the U.S. economy for years to come. The White House plans to move forward with the executive order, and this was brought to you by Bloomberg News.
Read that last one.
While U.S. officials have played down the significance of cryptocurrency to Russia's ability to evade sanctions, it still remains a concern.
It's going to remain a concern. They put the reason why it should be the number one concern is because they have been planning for this.
For
Ukraine
years.
is not just let me just invade and he didn't wake up one morning and say fuck that, I want Ukraine back. He didn't say that. No, he had been planning all of this. This is why they stopped using the U.S. dollar. This is why they got I guarantee you, Putin is not the one to be really working just on the world stage. He is an underground figure, prominent in the underground. He knows the black market because Russia created the black market. So you're not going to sit here and say that, we making fucking Putin clench his ass cheeks because we're going to put these economic sanctions. That man had some shit in the works before. The ruble ain't even his fucking currency anymore, I bet.
Probably not. He's probably not even worried about it.
We're talking about coming out with a Fed coin. You don't think that the Russians, they the ones that do all this cyber attacking. So you don't think they already was in the mix with their own current cryptocurrency? And I guarantee you, they people is okay. Everybody talking about.
Isn't that the same thing like with China?
Yeah, China.
When we tried to put sanctions on China.
That's why they work together. They are best friends. We still haven't said anything about China. And I'm actually take that back because there is a article that talks about. Let me get the article back up. It's coming. All right. So the article says, what was it? Okay, it say Taiwan watches China as China and the world watch Ukraine because China has a big piece in this. And they're not going to say anything about it because they're Russia's back door. Putin is not dumb. Again, not pro-Putin, but I got to give the man his props. I actually do envy the way this man has stayed in power for so long. Trump tried to emulate him and couldn't do it.
Right. Is that what it was? That's why they became friends?
He couldn't.
Him and Kim Jong-un.
He was like, how did you take over your country, Putin? Well, you got to be a strong man. You got to be able to ride horses and stuff. Well, I ain't riding no horse. That sounds like a lot of work. Shit. But Putin, I gotta get a man his props. He has stayed in office. He has stayed in power, and these people are not trying to get him out.
No,
like literally, you read their news. There's small factions here and there that are like against certain things he's doing, but on the overall, there's no real people. There's no real group that's trying to get him out of power. Because I guarantee you, the United States would have been working with these people from the fucking jump.
right. They would have had their hand in it too. And who's to say that they don't?
I'm trying to tell you.
I put nothing past our government or anybody else's government, for a matter of fact. It's all about that money, power,
Man.
the money and power.
Ever since Colin Powell came out and confirmed what we all was telling y'all motherfuckers about the 9/11 and 2001 war.
I was there for that also.
I know, and I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I'm just glad it didn't fuck up your looks. Shallow.
Wow.
My baby's still beautiful.
Yes, but it did mess up a lot of people.
It
Not
did.
only mentally, but physically. You know, people still have scars from that.
Stuff we could have avoided.
Exactly.
But we need the money. Well, not we.
The government needed the money.
And that's the thing. It ain't
And it did do a
necessarily
good
the
job.
government.
It did boost it.
Yeah.
It did bring Americans together, even just for that one moment in time.
Yeah, you right about
Like
that.
Whitney Houston said, you know, one moment in time. It did. It's sad that war has to bring people together.
And now it's starting to get to the point where people are starting to see through the bullshit. War
Right.
is not pulling us together anymore.
It's separating us.
This is why Biden is afraid to sit there and ground troops. Or maybe that's part of the plan too.
Everything is part of the plan.
I mean, gas prices go up. The gas companies make a shitload of money. And they put
But have you noticed that every time it's a presidential exchange, whether it happens within the first couple of months, the first year, it's always going to be a gas hike?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Oh yeah. It's a reason for that. We talk about that on Revolutionary Hour too, so y'all need to make sure y'all tune in for that because that's I'm telling y'all we be dropping some jewels on Revolutionary Hour, so
You gotta tune in.
You gotta tune in because
like, hit, share, and subscribe. You got to tune in.
it's a reason why we always stay in conflict, and it's something that they are not going to tell you. The reason why we have to stay in conflict is because that's the only way they can tax the United States people.
That's how that money keeps rolling in. Yeah, that's how the money keeps rolling in.
So as long as we stay in some kind of military conflict.
When was the last time we've had peace?
Funerals?
And do we even really have peace at funerals?
No, they fought at
know?
my mom's and my grandma's funeral. So
So, yeah. One of my aunties also.
they,
Over chicken.
oh my god,
Yeah.
black people, we got to do better.
Gots to be more
God,
careful.
yeah, damn, this is ridiculous. But anyways, y'all should be able to see what it is for what it is, and if not, again, you're really not trying to.
Right. Your eyes are open. You just don't want to see.
Right. Exactly. So if you don't want to see, that's good. I mean, that's cool. Just don't
Yeah.
complain.
Exactly.
You don't have the power to complain.
That's like people who don't vote. And I'm a person who votes, but that's like people who don't vote. If you don't vote, you don't have a say in what happens.
Well, I gotta disagree with.
I don't.
And I'm gonna tell you why I disagree
Why?
with it. Because if you don't like this whole system, you don't have to participate in it. Because when you participate in it, you give it power.
But if you don't like the whole system, do something to try and change it.
Yeah, but how are you gonna change your whole system? And
Do something to change it.
you don't do nothing to change the system. You could create your
So
own
you're
system.
just going to keep
No, you
complaining
could-
about it.
No, you could create your own system.
Okay. And how's that gotten?
Oh, that's gotten wonders for a lot of people. You need to look up the Moors. The Moors, they do this. The Amish, they do it themselves. Who else? Who else is in Utah? The Mormons.
The Mormons.
They do it themselves. It's a lot of communities out there where they don't vote. And you're right, they don't complain either. But they still have a say-so.
But do they really?
Yeah, they do. They do it. They choose and they say it the way they want to say it.
Oh, true. Okay. They say it the way they want to say it. They say it how it comes out.
Right. See
Okay.
why some people complain and don't get anything done. They say it a different way and get things done. Mm-hmm. You know.
Versus the people that just complain and you
Yeah,
ask,
yeah.
well, what did you
What
do?
did you do?
And
No.
it's crickets.
Exactly.
So you don't have a right to complain
Right. If you ain't doing
you're not
anything.
going to do anything, if you're not going to put the effort into it, or if you're not going to look into it.
Then vote.
Then vote.
If
And-
you're not going to do anything else, at least go vote.
And you don't have to vote for the two candidates,
Right.
the two primaries.
I told you I
there
don't vote
are
for Biden.
other people that are there.
I told you I don't vote for Biden. And y'all said who
You
you
know.
a Trump supporter, and I said no. There's Joe Jorgensen. There's a couple other
Right.
people we could have got behind. Hell, I'm mad at us, and we're going to talk about this real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and end it off. But I'm mad at y'all about how y'all did Ice Cube. That man went to every presidential candidate with his contract with Black America, and y'all fucking tried to. Y'all talk shit. Y'all talk down on that man. Yeah, I wouldn't do shit for y'all either. Now I hear black people talking something. Ice Cube ain't real, man. He was a phony from the jump. And what
Didn't
the
they say
fuck?
the same thing about Kanye?
Like,
Until he actually went crazy?
but this man.
But did he?
This is he ain't go crazy.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell y'all what y'all.
He's
ain't
trying to tell you on what's happening.
And y'all
And
don't
it's
wanna
always
listen.
the people that they say that are crazy that are the ones that's telling
That
you
man,
the truth.
Kanye is speaking the same thing that Michael Jackson was speaking.
Right. Don't let me get on my husband about Michael, because Michael told you in every single song that he wrote,
In every interview.
especially in the interviews and in Man in the Mirror and the song They Don't Even Care About Us. The song's black and white. Mm-hmm. Go back and listen. Don't just listen to the beat and start jamming. Listen to the words that he's actually saying.
But they needed that money. See, they did Michael a
Prince
different type
did
of
it
dirty.
too.
Yeah, he did. But they did Michael a different type of dirty. I want to speak on this. Michael was put in a spot where they was using him to generate money and also keep the masses docile, but he was also too intelligent for them to be able to control. So he was in a precarious situation where he don't have to step on eggshells. He's Michael fucking Jackson, but people are still not listening to him because now the government is saying that he's a child rapist and got your fucking emotions tied up with this.
They didn't take him serious.
Exactly. You said, oh, he did him like R. Kelly. His music's still good, but I don't fuck with him like that.
Right.
I don't fuck with R. Kelly. Period. I don't even listen to his music. Somebody was playing his music on Spotify the other day. I told him, hey, is that downloaded on your phone? Okay, cut it off because he's getting money from that. Or somebody's getting money from that. Go on fucking all these free websites and download R. Kelly's music for free if you want to listen to it. That's all I got to say about that. Don't get that man no more money. Fucking pedophile mother. He's a that.
Now,
that.
But the problem with that is, and this can be for another subject, the problem with that is I do blame R. Kelly, but I also blame the parents.
Oh, yeah.
In Michael Jackson's situation, I really don't believe that Michael Jackson was a child pedophile. Michael Jackson was a child himself.
Especially since the child came out as an adult and said, no, none of that was true.
It was all about money. Everything was all about money, about Michael and trying to defame him. Now, R. Kelly told you himself that he liked kids. And he married Aaliyah when she was a child.
And we let it.
And exactly, the parents let it. Everybody said it was okay, and everybody was all like, they used the excuse from back like in Color Purple days. Well, if you old enough to bleed, you old enough to breed. So you age 12, 10, 13, it was okay for him to marry her. But no, we're not living in those times now. R. Kelly knew that she was, 14, 15?
Yes.
You a whole grown man and you still married a 15 daughter.
He deflowered my baby. She was mine.
But I gave you that money. So dry them tears up.
Fuck all that.
You know, that's
he
how
ain't
that
me
was.
shit. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about that girl parents. I'm talking about me.
Oh.
Aaliyah was my baby.
Sorry.
I fucking cried when that plane crashed.
Yeah, we all did.
I was in jail crying like a little bitch. I ain't give a fuck.
That was sad.
Anyways,
Sorry.
I wish I could play her music right now, but we can't. So in that case, we're gonna go ahead and play some Block Beater by your girl Sullen Rye. And we also gonna go ahead and just ask y'all one more time. But thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching this podcast. And go follow us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that follow button on your favorite streaming service, and make sure that you share us to all your family and friends. Make sure that they know about Morning Cup of Tea. Because boy, it don't go down without this, boy. We can't do nothing in the morning. It used to be cup of coffee. I don't know if she drank. I used to drink coffee, and boy,
tea.
That shit that put me on the toilet faster than any X-Lax I've ever taken. So won't be doing that. So it'll be tea. So y'all make sure y'all tune in next Monday at 8 a.m. We're going to have another podcast coming for you. We may even bring it up about, Aaliyah, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson. We might even talk about all that next week. So make sure y'all tune in, turn up, and zone out in here.
You can also give us suggestions on what you want us to talk about.
Yep.
Hit us up. Chat.
Yeah,
Send a message.
Chat line. You can even get with us on Bosses Retreat and Facebook. That's our group page. Coming up, we be cracking up all the time. We be dropping memes, dropping jokes, talking about some real shit, and making jokes about the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't take nothing heavily.
And don't forget to go to our sponsor, Southside Beauty Care.
Exactly.
We have all type of gift boxes and all type of black soaps. And check this out.
Yeah. Now this one is up under construction. It is up under construction, as you can see. It has black soap in it, but it also comes with skin cream. It also comes with hair oil, or it comes with your choice of a beard balm or beard oil. It also comes with your choice of a fragrance inspired by all of the top of the line fragrances. Nicki Minaj's Trini. We also have Pink Sugar. We also have Rihanna. We have all of them. So y'all make sure y'all tune in to that. That's SouthsideBeautyCare.com, where you get all your natural skincare products. Anybody suffer from eczema, psoriasis, acne, so on and so forth, that's the website that you need to be on, because that's the website that's designed to help you feel the best you and stop itching and scratching everywhere. I know how it is. It's nothing worse than being in a room full of people that you don't know anybody there. They don't know nothing about you, and they just see you scratching.
Right.
That's almost bad as coughing nowadays. On point, right? On key. It ain't COVID.
It's not COVID. People forget about that. Allergies, colds. That you can have a tickle in your throat. Everything now is, even if you do that, it's all about COVID.
Exactly. So make sure y'all stay clean, and look into some bitters, living bitters. Just check that out. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and end it off. We're gonna give y'all a word from our other podcast, so make sure y'all tune in for that one as well. What would you do? BOS Says Radio, baby. You already know what it is.
BOS says Southside Boss
Someone do something so outrageous that you can't help but think. This stupid crazy situations happen all the time, and people get into situationships on a regular. So, what would you do if you were in their place? Check out our podcast as we discuss just that on What Would You Do podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all your other favorite streaming services. Make sure to search hashtag What Would You Do podcast.
I give it raw and uncut so the people can feel it. You got to pay for what you weigh. Texas call it the trip. Tennessee to Alabama, Mississippi, MIA. You can't talk about the dirt unless you mention the A. Pay my dues in the game. Now the people know my name, cause I do it for the fatty. You can have the damn fame. Never dealing with a lame. Do business with real G's. If it ain't 100 proof, get the fuck away from me. Ricky Ross be the boss. T.I.P. be the king. Lincoln Hayes be the coolest you ever seen. I ain't sipping on lean, ain't snooping a damn line. Come and holler at me, Snoop. We can blow some Georgia pine. I know it's my time, and I ain't feeling that, nigga. Ain't no cure for what I got, cause I'm feeling this way sicker. Get the picture, bitch, nigga. My nuts is heavy hanging. Feeling my own shit, and this motherfucker banging. Beating down your block, you can hear my speakers kicking. My trunk got the knock, everybody at attention, saying, who the fuck is that? Cause that nigga shit banging. I do this for the hood, I ain't motherfucking playing. Beating down your block, you can hear my speakers kicking. My trunk got the knock, everybody at attention, saying, who the fuck is that? Cause that nigga shit banging. I do this for the hood, I ain't motherfucking playing. From the bottom to the tippy, I put on in every city. As soon as the beat drop, boppers popping out they titties. I do this for my people, I do it for every hood. Even do it for my niggas, always up to no good. Put some draw up in the air and show a villain some love. You know I'm buying out the bar when I'm up in the club. Keep on hearing around the blocks, you ain't feeling the kid. Now I'm feeling on your woman and she feeling up with this. She back it up and drop it, grip the hips and then I cock it. Making you the weakest link, ain't nothing you can do to stop it. Bitch, you niggas out of pocket. You ain't feeling me, then fuck ya. I represent the realer, not you pussy motherfuckers. Let me slow it down a minute like I'm screwing up the track. No, my name ain't Joe, but I can make them lean back. Got a pocket full of stacks, a swisher full of skunks. Feel me beating down your block, got the kickers in the trunk, boy. Beating down your block, you can hear my speakers kicking. My trunk got the knock, everybody at attention, saying, who the fuck is that? Cause that nigga shit banging. I do this for the hood, I ain't motherfucking playing. Beating down your block, you can hear my speakers kicking. My trunk got the knock, everybody at attention, saying, who the fuck is that? Cause that nigga shit banging. I do this for the hood, I ain't motherfucking playing.
Beating down your block, I can make the speakers knock. Come and see me for that fire. No, I keep it real tight all night. If you're feeling me, throw your hands in the sky, keep them high. It's that good shit, you know that hood shit. All my niggas say, oh, all my ladies to the floor. I'm coming back for more.
I'ma make hits with Soul Star Entertainment.
Take me away to a city where there's no pain. The love is forever with you. Take me away to a city where there's no pain. The love is forever with you.
I'm fading to black, my existence that lives in my rap. I'm freezing the fat, and my breathing is harder to catch. The farther I tap, my potential temple and rap. The serpent attack, the serpent is a serpent to trap. Fixing the fact, and my diction will crumble and crack. Belligerent acts, and my music is actually rap. Envision the fact as I travel to places afar, and I'm missing all the people that's gone. My father the strong, but he stumbled and wanted to storm. Not understanding that the lessons he was given was hard. He fumbled the bar, so I grabbed him to rages abroad. The immaculate spawn, now I'm murdering any and all. Empty and hard, and I'm punished with thunders and swarms. The buzzing is trumping, all the labels is holding the cause. Focusing arms, not the weapons that's tattered up with scars. The passion to jaw, these men are really the stars.
Take me away to a city where there's no pain. The love is forever with you. Take me away to a city where there's no pain. The love is forever with you.
Look, I'm giving suggestions, I'm affecting your simple perception. Before my conception, my spiritual was teaching these lessons. Enduring inception, I get deeper than water reflection. The ripple progression tells the continents and constant depression. Musical senses, I evolve the pinnacle message. I handle the pressure while the lessons get handled with stretches. Handed the treasure to provide the beast to an end. The sight at the end of the rainbow is deciding the trend. Master within, and I study the art of perfection. My immaculate conception is now my music redemption. I view through selection, most viable, highest of picks. Off the screen, I maneuver through defendable grits. My mission is this: train soldiers and send them to blitz. Anybody thinking they're lyrical, moving their lips. I'm moving like ships cross oceans beyond the abyss. Cause emotion music is moving, it's making me
Take
sick.
me away to a city where there's no pain. The love is forever with you. Take me away to a city where there's no pain. The love is forever with you.
BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio.